Okay, there you go.
Thank you. So first off, just want to welcome everybody for coming on. My name's Jennifer Evans. I'm an RN in Edmonton, Alberta, in Canada. So I just wanted to say, you know, we're all here for, if you're here for the live event or this is being recorded, I want to say, first of all, a big thank you for taking the time out of your day to come and have a look at what we're up to. And honestly, we're not here to impress. We're here to impress upon you that life can certainly be better. And often all it takes is our ability to think outside of the box. So I want to share my story with you in a bit because bottom line, for me, I wanted more choices. So whether you work like a 9-to-5, traditional job, like traditional business, or you own your own business, like if you own your own traditional business, you'd be quick to tell me, and like I would tell you, owning your life does not fit into either of those models. For me, it took me about 10 years to realize that traditional business couldn't really deliver on the hopes and dreams that I was ultimately looking for. And I'll be honest, when I came to look at this, although I knew a fair bit about the Juice Plus products, when I really wanted to take more of a look, I had some skepticism and I just wanted to learn more myself. So honestly, didn't know if this was going to be my thing. I just wanted to really like hang out with like-minded people. And I came in with an open heart and an open mind to consider maybe there's something better out there. And I hope that for today, as you're tuning in live, maybe you see that too for if you're watching or on the recording. So for many of us, traditional business is a great learning experience, but there comes a time for many of us where our values are torn between being ambitious, successful, getting ahead financially, and our family. So I want you to consider the perspective that our world has changed a lot in the last 10 to 20 years, especially the way we come across products and services. And with the rise of technology, some of our behaviors are drastically different to those of our parents' generation. Yet many of us are still living the life we saw them live, trading time for money and trying to get ahead in a world that is so different now. So what I love about the Juice Plus company is it's certainly a company that is moving with the times. And this event right now is a perfect example of that. So what I want to do to kick off, I'm going to share my story, and then Shelley Klesko will share a little bit about the products. So my story, I was introduced to Juice Plus about 4 years ago, and it was just my friend, one of my close girlfriends, who just saw me struggling with an inflammatory condition. And honestly, I thought I was doing all the right things. I'm athletic, I was eating well, but clearly I was having symptoms and something else was going on inside my body. So she said, maybe you should just eat more fruits and vegetables and try Juice Plus. That's all that it is. So it's so simple. It made sense to me right away. As an RN, I know people need to be eating more fruits and vegetables because I don't know a lot of people that are eating enough. So I thought I'd give it a try, and it's been about 4 years. And right away, I noticed more energy, and I haven't had a lot of the inflammatory symptoms that I was having 4 years ago. So makes sense. It's so simple, but I guess I just needed that extra high impact nutrition. And I wasn't getting it from the food that we're eating, possibly because I was eating good. And it's just something so simple, and I could take it consistently every single day. So I'll hand it off to Shelley. She's her background is in education, and she has 3 wonderful boys and 2 grandchildren, and she's wonderful. So I'll just hand it off to her.
Thanks, Jen. Well, the wonderful boys are all grown up, so they're not really boys anymore, even though I still call them that. They really aren't impressed with me when I do that. But I was introduced to Juice Plus, and I'll tell you my story in a while. I've been in taking the product now for 15 years, and for me, when I was first introduced to it, Juice Plus, it just made sense. It's just simple, and it's just fruits, vegetables, berries, and now we have the omegas. And these 3 are berry. You can see that backwards, but that's okay. The veggie and the vineyard, that one, the berry, that's the foundation of our very narrow product line. It's literally 30 fruits, vegetables, and berries that are grown to ripeness, are non-GMO, which is huge to us, pesticide and herbicide free. It's all that. It's then blended into a capsule, and that's it. In fact, what they do with it is they grind it, and they have everything, including peels and the seeds, all put together, and then the water is removed from it, and it is dried at low temperatures. It's simple. And I have yet to meet someone who doesn't, well, actually that's not true. I have met people who don't know that fruits and vegetables or berries are something that they could benefit from. I actually had one customer who had no idea that fruits and vegetables could make a difference to your health and didn't have any in their house. So there's a little bit of education that we do with this as well. We're certainly passionate about health, and we don't get it right every day, no matter what we try to do, no matter what people say. I love that Juice Plus bridges the gap, because even though I know better, I still don't eat like I should. And so it's not to replace your fruits and vegetables, it's there to bridge the gap from what you are eating to what you should be eating. One of the things I love most about Juice Plus is that we can sponsor a child for free. It's called Healthy Starts. It used to be called the Children's Health Study. And any adult that is willing to commit to taking the product, fruits and vegetables capsules, has an opportunity to sponsor a child. And even if you don't have kids, you may know somebody, a niece or a nephew or a cousin, and you can still sponsor that child. Anybody over the age of 18 can sponsor a child. And that child will get the products for four months, free product, up to 4 years. And this includes starting with children from the age of 4 all the way up to age of 24, 19 to 24 if they're going to post-secondary school. That's pretty incredible. There's like 1 million kids right now around the world that have participated in this study, and it is the largest observational children's study in the world. And I know that the larger the stats study, the more valid it is. My product story actually started, like you said, about 15 years ago. Believe it or not, we were on a cruise, and we met a couple named Mark Hare and Yvonne Cunningham, and I don't know if you know who they are, but they are up upline. And he was talking about Juice Plus, and I went, what is that? And he gave me a tape to listen to, and I promptly fell asleep, handed it back to him and said, thank you very much. It took us 4 years to get on the product, and one of the main reasons we got on the product is my husband's a chiropractor. He has a lot of stuff that goes across his desk, and everybody says it's the best thing on the planet Earth. What sold him was the research. And at the time, we didn't have as many studies then as we do now, and it's even more solid. It always made sense to me because I didn't eat enough fruits and vegetables, and this bridged the gap for me. About 4 or 5 years ago, it even made more sense because I got hit with very serious health issue, and up to this day, even now, is about the only nutrition I'm really getting because my diet is so restricted. I can't eat raw fruits and vegetables. I can't eat anything with skins on it. No salad, no lettuce. It's really restricted. And if you want to know more about my story, I'll tell you about it later, but suffice it to say that this product is literally saving my life. I really don't know what I would do without it. So my Juice Plus Trio Blend is something that I will never not be on. I absolutely love it, and it is life-saving for me. We also have a macronutrient product, and these are amazing complete shakes. There's our vanilla. I don't have any chocolate, but it also comes in chocolate. And macronutrients are all about balancing our carbs, proteins, and fats. This is essential to fat loss, muscle building, and those sorts of results that people are looking for. It's often said that fitness is 20% exercise and 80% nutrition. You can't just train out a bad diet. And these shakes are perfect for meeting people where they're at. When I was in the hospital, my husband used to bring me complete shakes for nutrition because, as Jen knows, in the hospital, the food is atrocious. There is no nutrition in it. It's either overprocessed or full of sugar. And I couldn't have any of it. So he was able to bring this to me that I was getting some kind of nutrition. And my husband uses as a post-workout shake and as a snack. So it again has been life-saving for us. The shakes come in in chocolate and vanilla. And it's a protein powder with loads of superfoods in it. It's vegan-based, highly bioavailable, and low glycemic. It's a fantastic product, and our people that are on it love it. And for all of you snack bar fans, we have a bar version. There's this one, which is the seeds and fruits. And then we have the fig and dark chocolate. So they're great, again, it's backwards, but they're a great snack on the go whenever you want a snack rather than having a chocolate bar. More nutrition in it. Our newest product is the Omega Blend, this one. And I've added that one when it came out. This is a completely plant-based omega, very different from most omegas on the market today. I don't know if you know this, but fish actually don't produce omegas, even though that's where a lot of people are getting their omegas from, is through fish kills. They get them from the source, from the food that they eat. So ours is going straight to the source. It's in a vegan capsule, which is quite revolutionary in its own rights. And we've only had this product for about a year. Again, what I love, it's about bridging the gap to get those omegas in, which I love. And the omegas are coming from algal oil, as well as 5 other plants in it. Now, we also have a program called the HLR, or the Shred 10. And this program goes along with these products. Anyone that decides to get on the products gets this massive added value program for free, which includes an eating guide, recipes, and amazing online and some personal support to help others get the results they're looking for. And usually on our Team Honey Badger, when somebody is doing a Shred 10, they put it out to anybody that wants to be a part of it, and there's support in the whole, usually on Facebook, in a whole group, and they're supporting each other doing this. It's only for 10 days. So anybody can do anything for 10 days, right? Supposedly. For some of you, I know you love the science. We did. It made a really big difference to us in taking this product. And there's so much science on the product. We are known to be the most researched whole food-based product in the world. Get back to the person who invited you, and they can show you more about the studies if you want. They are also on the website. You can take a look at them if you want. I have copies. I'm not sure if Jen does, but I know I have some copies, reprints of them. I don't understand how they do the science, but I know the results, and the results are phenomenal. We also tell stories about products, and like Jen just did and I just did. And even though we can't promise that the results that we get from it, it's nice to hear what other people have had happen with the results from this product. So I'd like to share some of those with you right now. Is Sonia Bryson here?
Hi.
Oh, there she is. Hi, Sonia.
Hi.
Would you mind please going ahead and telling your story, please?
Sure, yeah. So about a year ago, a year and a bit ago, I met Jen, who introduced me to this product. And I have to admit that at first I was like, oh, I'm a vegetarian. I eat plenty of fruits and veggies. I don't have any issues. And then I thought about how I'm a shift worker, and I do get quite tired easily and really drained. And on night shifts, I definitely don't eat the best. So, excuse me, sorry. So I thought, you know what, it can't hurt to put more fruits and veggies into my body. I was also having these chronic stomach aches, which I just kind of got used to. And I treated with things like Pepto-Bismol. I was always gassy and bloated, and sometimes it was quite embarrassing. These stomach aches would get so bad that I'd have to just sit down and drink peppermint tea, which was kind of the only thing that worked next to Pepto-Bismol. And so I thought, you know what, I'll eat more fruits and veggies. I don't know if anything's going to happen. And then probably about 4 months after I started taking them consistently, I started to realize that I haven't had a stomach ache in a long time. And that was amazing. And I was a lot more regular, not to be too much information, but that was a huge issue for me. And that was part of the reason for my stomach aches. And suddenly I was able to go to the bathroom, and suddenly I didn't have stomach aches that were preventing me from doing my job. And I was feeling so much better that I just thought, well, what the heck? I might as well keep taking these fruit and veggie capsules that I thought was just add a bit more nutrition into my diet. And I had no idea how much of an impact it would really make. And then I started to notice things like my lactose. I used to be lactose intolerant since I was about 18. And then all of a sudden I was able to eat pizza without getting these debilitating stomach aches. So it just kind of made sense to me. I started learning more about the product. I started sharing it with people just naturally because I just started to feel so good. And you couldn't pay me enough not to take them now. It makes such a difference on my digestive health that I'm just really grateful that Jen shared them with me.
That's awesome, Sonia. I just love to hear stories like that. It makes my day when I hear somebody getting so many wonderful results out of it. And it's just such a simple thing. So much nutrition is so simple. Oh,
Yeah.
thank you so much for sharing that. What I'd like to do is, oh, geez, I lost my train of thought. Forgive me. um, we've done the product, and I'm really happy that everybody that's on here has had a chance to take a look at the product. If you haven't, please make sure you get back to the person that has invited you to this to take a look at it. Because you, oh boy. And what I'm trying to do is transition over to the business aspect of it, because we are as passionate about the business as we are about the product. It has made as much a difference in some people's lives with the business as it has with the product. So what I'd like to do at this point is hand it over to Jen and let her go ahead and tell you more about the business and the differences it's made in her life.
Yeah, for sure. I'm just looking. Some people, they want to take their health to the next level. And this is a great way. It's so simple. That's what I say too. I think I need to go over those, some really, really simple things, but kind of important things to look at. And the first thing is skepticism. So when I share this with people, I think it's normal to be skeptical. And if you're not skeptical, to be honest, I might be a little worried, because there's a lot of stuff out there, right? And you want to make sure that you are educating yourself. And I love hearing stories. We already had 3 today, and I love to hear it because it's really interesting. But again, it has to be backed up by research. So as an RN, that's just an example. And it's not just research that's done in like Juice Plus laboratories. That doesn't really exist. They have to be done by a third party, and universities and health institutes all over the world. Like Shelley was saying too, her husband's a chiropractor. That's why I don't look at a lot of things unless it's actually tested and scientifically proven in gold standard research. So that's just an example. And so the first thing I want to address is the difference between traditional business and our business. So in most traditional businesses, or if you work for like a big company or organization, the reality is that it's cutthroat. And I say that quite a bit, even working in healthcare. And it's a lot of people trying to get to the next level, even though we have a universal healthcare system. So the further you want to work yourself up the ladder, the more competitive it becomes. So there's also staff loyalty. Sticking with the same company isn't what it used to be. The same companies easily outsource outside their companies, making it difficult for in-house employees to move up. So basically, gone are the days from working yourself from the bottom to the top of the company. What I love about the Juice Plus company is that we all start off at the same position and we all have the same opportunity. So we have the ability to work ourselves up through the rankings like any company, but what's different about the Juice Plus company is there's no limitations on the amount of people that can reach the top. So the pinnacle position in our business is called National Marketing Director. It's very common for people to reach National Marketing Director. And the cool thing is that in order to have achieved this position, one has to reach down and help other people rise up. So that's cool. I think that's cool because you're working as a team, like a real team. And the second thing is like skeptical about business is that you're thinking the way to be successful was you have to hunt and annoy all of your friends. So I can tell you this business has nothing to do with hunting or selling. I'm not a salesperson. I'm a healthcare professional. So this is an example of an event like this. So it's more about helping people, and we're educating and inspiring individuals. So we get to help people in 2 distinct ways in 2 areas. So one area we get to help people is in their health. And I think we'd all agree that there's so many people out there that are looking to take their health to the next level. And or even like they think they're feeling okay, or I'm lacking a little bit of energy. That's not normal. Like when people don't feel good, that's usually a symptom of something your body's telling you. And that's what I see in the hospital, is that if you don't look after that, eventually it's going to lead to something down the road. So myself, I was having inflammatory conditions with my bowels myself, and then I was hiding it with medication. Next thing you know, my retina detaches in my early 20s for no reason, and I have a back injury the next year. And no one could tell me why this was happening. So things like this is happening, and I was like, maybe I should look at nutrition. It wasn't really looked at. So eventually then my girlfriend came to the rescue. So it's just interesting that sometimes, I think medicine, the medical system, we need to work in collaboration, and you need to work with your healthcare professionals, right? Asking questions is okay, and advocating for yourself and your family members is huge. So I'm just a huge advocate for people needing to advocate for themselves, right? And it's okay to ask questions. So an example too, you're by recommending like a program or recommending the products like Juice Plus from your own personal experience. So I love the stories. Those are backed up by research though, which is really cool. Like my inflammation has a bunch of, I never say this isn't a cure, right? This isn't a cure, but my inflammation was decreased because the research is showing that that's happening in my bloodstream. So from our own personal experiences, we look at and decide if you want to give it a try, right? And there are people that I thought that I knew that could benefit from this. So I'm open to sharing it with them and looking for better health, right? So I knew people like who wanted to maybe like tighten up or shed some weight. This isn't a weight loss product. It's just getting more nutrition into your body, but maybe like it could, like what if it could help? It's just fruits and vegetables. I know people that struggled with energy, allergies, constipation, eczema, and inflammation. And I'd heard their stories and just took a genuine interest in them. And I found out that they were still looking for a solution. So I'm relieved, like this is problem solving. So we have a solution, which is really nice. And then you recommend the product and the program, and that's really all about it. We're really sharing that information. And so the other side of the business is that we get to help people like from a lifestyle and financial point of view. So I don't know many people that an extra 500 or 1,000 bucks or even 2,000 bucks a month doesn't make a difference. I know a lot of families where an extra income could make a huge difference. So anyone can really benefit from a plan B, I would say. So final concern is that they're thinking like, I need to know a lot of people in order to be successful in this business. So an example in my organization is I shared with my mom because she had eczema, and I knew there was a study related to skin health, and she had so many creams throughout her life, right, that they're just throwing on, and now her skin is so thin, and she had the cracked open bloody hands, and nothing was helping. She needed to heal from the inside out. So I mentioned it to her. She took it for a while. It took several months to even start working. Like, this is nutrition, this isn't a drug, right? But she mentioned it to a friend who she knew from 25 years ago, who saw a picture of her hands looking so much better. The friend loves gardening, started talking about tower gardens because we have these beautiful aeroponic gardening systems that you grow all your own fruits and vegetables on. And she now has, this friend was talking to a friend in British Columbia. So it's just people, who know others, right? So before, like the example is, before I knew it, there were many stories just like that one. So my business was growing and was getting shared with people that had nothing to do with me. I didn't even know them. And now there's business. I have business in British Columbia or Phoenix because they go to Phoenix, this individual. So I think it's really, really cool. It would be hard for me to count on two hands the amount of them that I knew before this journey. And the people that I know now, I didn't know 5 years ago, right? So bottom line, it's not who you know, but who you know and who they know. Mm-hmm. So it's important to know how we get paid. I think that's important to talk about. Not everybody's always like, let's talk about money, but I think it's important to. This is a business and we're professionals. So once I understood those three things, it was important for me to understand how we got paid. So those three, like the skepticisms were, the only way to be successful is to be hunting. You don't need to be doing that, and you're not a salesperson. And this type of business, like, it's not the amount of people that you need to know, right? So just wanted to recap that. But 3 ways we get paid as well. So the first way we get paid is retail sales profit. When I talk about retail sales profit, all we're doing is connecting the customer with the company. The company ships the product straight to the customer. You don't have to carry any inventory, which is really important to me. I'm a busy person. I don't have time to do that and deliver. Company bills, collects, so I don't have to deal with any exchange of money either. And I can have customers in over 25 countries around the world, and I travel all over the world, and I'm sharing naturally. So I find that fun, and then you can have business all over the world. it's like you can have a global business. Right now I have an online franchise. I pay $50 a month for that, or $50 a year, sorry. The second way we get paid is bonuses. I love bonuses. Who doesn't, honestly? There's a lot of them in our business, and I know for anyone who's working in a traditional business, bonuses are few and far between. I don't actually get any bonuses in my profession, so just think about your own. And in my profession as an RN. As a professional in network marketing, I get bonuses all the time. So it's rare that companies are giving up big bonuses unless you're giving away your life. In our business, not only do you receive bonuses yourself, but when you help others achieve them, you are rewarded as well. Again, that's just teamwork. I really like that. So there's real encouragement about raising people up, helping them become successful in the business. And some of these bonuses start at 100, 300, and some bonuses go up to 10,000 bucks. So it's pretty awesome to be part of something like that. The third way to get paid is called performance bonus. This is a residual income that's possible in the business when you get paid on a percentage of the volume of sales that goes through your entire business. This is something I had to educate myself on. I was not used to the word residual income, so I think it's really cool. You're raising people up, helping them to build a business, and you get paid a performance bonus. This is the thing that we stand out from the crowd that way. So you're getting paid a commission on that volume. So even when I'm traveling or life's happening, which is both of those things are happening to me right now in my life, and I can't tend to my business is still open, and it's very much different from traditional business where you have to show up to get paid. And because everyone in my team has like a vested in growing interest in their own businesses, my business is growing with or without me, and that has the potential to do that for anyone in this business. So I find that really cool. I'm just going to share my business story quickly, and it's changed quite drastically. And I apologize if I'm shedding some tears because it's hitting home right now with some family member that I had. My grandfather passed away last week, and it's beautiful because I was there with him, holding his hand, because I didn't have to work if I didn't want to. And not everybody can do that. It's just an example of what this business can provide. And it's so wonderful. My sister works in traditional business, and I was there by my grandmother's side the whole day. And I held my grandfather's hand till the end. And my poor sister has a traditional business that she owns, and she couldn't be there until late at night because she had to work. And it was devastating to me, but that's the reality of her life. And I'm so fortunate to be able to work part-time as an RN and then be able to work my business, helping other people, working as a health coach or working as a business coach. Like, I get to travel all over the world. I'm leaving for several weeks to go to Europe. And again, that residual income is going to be coming in, and I'm going to be talking to people while I'm working. So, and I love doing that. So it just comes natural, and we're just sharing and networking that way. But I didn't realize how special this business was. I knew it was amazing, but until I was able to see that family member go somewhere peacefully, and I was right there by his side the whole time, it's just amazing. And I'm happy I'm able to keep it together because it's been a rough week, and I can't thank the people enough too that's part of this, that have been supportive of me, and the people that you get to meet. It's amazing because I have colleagues and good coworkers at work, but you go to work, you kind of do your job, and that's it. That's my experience, right? So I hope that maybe something you've heard makes sense, or maybe something for somebody else. But I really thought traditional business and RN, being like having that job, going to school, doing all the right things was the way to go, until I realized that there's something better. So I just want to thank everyone so much for letting me share my story and be vulnerable tonight. And thank you so much for coming on. I'll just send it over to Lena. She is near and dear to my heart. She's a registered massage therapist in Edmonton, and I'm just going to send it her way to tell her story a little bit.
Hi. Sorry about that. I'm not the best with technology. I'm getting there. Okay, So I'm Lena Wood, and I'm 50 years old, and you'd think I knew a little more about technology, but it's coming. Jen has seen me improve. I know she has. Anyhow, I am married. I have 3 pretty much grown-up daughters, and I have been a professional massage therapist for 28 years, and that kind of blows me away. So I have always had an interest in health and wellness, and I could never ever see myself working for someone as an employee. So even at a young age, I was like, yeah, you know what? I need to work for myself and have a little more control over my time. And that has actually been fantastic because I worked part-time and my husband was busy with his careers and so on. So it's been great to be there for my kids who are now moving on for themselves. So when you work for yourself, you can flex your time a little bit. And however, it's still that traditional business model, as Jenna was saying. If I'm here, if I'm ready to work and treat a client, then I will get paid. If something happens, they get sick or have an emergency, or I break an arm or whatever, I don't get paid. And so there are, benefits to being an employee and benefits to being self-employed. But I kind of like the idea of helping people. I love helping people through massage, but of being able to help people with their health and their wealth. And for years, I've been actually looking for a plan B. I've tried a whole bunch of ideas, which unfortunately didn't really fit my core values. And one of my really big core values is helping people in a very valid and important way. And massage is one of those ways, but sometimes like I can't massage someone's inflammation away. But if they're getting better health into their body through Juice Plus, that's going to set the stage. And then it can be an opportunity. You don't know ever what somebody else's needs might be and what kind of a role you could play in lifting them up to a different place in life than they ever thought possible. So I am working on and achieving some residual income, and it's building. And I love the fact that I'm working with such amazing people like Jen, and I love that I get to impact people's health, but also I have an opportunity to impact their wealth, because sometimes people just have nothing else they can turn to. They don't have a plan B. So I'm looking forward to having this plan B grow into my plan A. And I think that's all I had to say. Thanks everyone for listening.
Hey, Lena, thank you. And Jen, thank you very much. I know that was hard for you to tell your story. And Lena, I so can relate to what you're saying about that too. I was educated as an elementary school teacher, and I did that for a number of years, and then followed my husband to Davenport, Iowa, when he went to chiropractic college. I then became a stay-at-home mom and loved every second of it until they started to grow up and leave home. And then it was kind of like, do you remember me? And it was a time of being kind of lost and losing myself, because I'd been a mom for so long, and it was like, and now what? So for me, being introduced to this business, even though I came into it kicking and screaming to start off with, I love what I do, because it's something I was looking for that was fulfilling, that it was in service of others, and it's part of what I love about this business. And I've met the most incredible people. Some of my best friends now are through this business. It's all of those things that we talked about before: carrying no product, collecting no money, just being able to talk to people about the product and helping people become better with their health and their finances. I've got just an incredible team that I adore. I think they're amazing people, and Sideline, like Jen and my daughter-in-law, and all of you on here right now, has just makes it even more worthwhile. My husband and I have always said that even if we never made another cent, we would never quit this business because of the people that we've met. For me, when I was very ill, I was also working at a traditional job, just part-time, something to do. And when I got sick, I lost that job. But this business, I still had an income coming in. And I had people helping to take care of my customers because I couldn't do it. But I didn't lose I lost a few customers. That's the nature of the business. But for the most part, people stayed, and I still had income coming in. I'm also fortunately part of an NMD team. My husband is an NMD, and I have to tell you that the perks that go with an NMD are really worthwhile, all the ups and downs with this business. awesome. We're going to, because he is 50 Club, and because I sleep with the man I'm married to him, I get to go with him. We're going to Whistler in a couple of weeks. All expenses paid for him. I had to pay for my own way, but all expenses paid for him. 50 Club, 75 Club, and 100 Club are all going. So it is something to shoot towards. NMD also has a full benefits package with me and my health issues. It's covering all of the medications, all the supplies that I need. It's covering it all. So working towards NMD, I want to get there in my own right. I really love being an NMD part of the team one, because it's awesome, just a wonderful business. Started with not sure I want to do this. Now I'm so glad that I'm a part of this because of all the perks, but mostly because of the people that are in it. That's my brief business story. I have a longer one, but that, if you want to know more about the kicking and screaming, I'll tell you about that one later. It's normal to be skeptical, as Jenna said, but I don't think you can deny the stories, and everybody has a different story, and the stories are amazing, and everybody has something wonderful to tell about them, and they're real. They're from the heart. In closing, I want to thank all of you for joining us tonight. If anything resonated with you while you were on live or watching the recording, I urge you to reach out to the person who shared it with you to get your questions answered. For me, and I really was really skeptical coming from a university background, I did all the things I wasn't supposed to. I did research, I checked into it, and the more I checked into it, the more I was solid into it and loved it. I asked myself one question: what if? What if this thing could work? What would an extra $1,000 to $2,000 a month mean for us in our life right now? For me, it's huge. I like having my own money. I like having that, being able to go out and buy something without asking for something, even though my husband provided us with a lovely home and lifestyle while I was busy raising kids. Now I'm hoping I can, return some of that to him. What could this be for in our future? Because for us, this is our retirement. This is where we are going with retirement. We'll have an income coming in and not have to worry about what happens. Could have been a negative what if, and now it's a positive what if. I'm not sure where our life would be without this, our time, our money, our relationships. So I want to say to you guys, if you're looking to break out of what you're doing, often we have to change our life. We have to be the change for our life to change. We've got to look outside of the box. I've met so many people that can't imagine anything outside of what they're living right now, and looking at something bigger and larger, they can't even imagine it. So I'm asking you to imagine step outside of your box. Right now, maybe this business is a little outside of your comfort zone or your box, and I know it's becoming more and more the norm because of social media, the internet, word of mouth, and it's the way we find out about things. So until then, I want to say a big thank you, and hopefully see you guys on the other side of this, maybe at a conference or one of our big events, and join us in our team, in our mission of inspiring healthy living around the world. It is honestly an amazing community. There isn't anybody I've met that I haven't just absolutely loved. It's been a pleasure to jump on. I've been nervous, but I've done it, and share this with you guys and what we're up to. Have a great night, and if you have any questions, please get back to any of us on here or your upline or anybody who invited you to this and have your questions answered. Thank you so much for joining us.